Many don't know about the impact of manganese or what it even is. Some even replace the word with magnesium with the similarity in words and completely forget manganese entirely. So here's a full analysis of manganese in its full glory. Manganese, or Mn, is the 25th element of the periodic table. It has an atomic mass of 54.938 units. Its atom is also a more complex little one, with having 25 protons, 30 neutrons, and 25 electrons. It is quite the sturdy one. In fact, it is considered a solid metal, with manganese at a room temperature having the density of the range of 7.26 grams at 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 Celsius, or approximately room temperature. Its melting point is a staggering 2,271.2 degrees Fahrenheit, and its boiling point is a more shocking 3,803 degrees Fahrenheit. There are ones in Celsius, though, more my preferred measurement in degrees. Here are some personalities manganese has. Manganese dissolves in dilute, non-oxidizing acids. Manganese can react with substances at a higher temperature, preferably melting point. When mining for manganese, manganese is not found by itself naturally. It is usually with another ore, or with some being iron, magnesia, phosphorus, etc. All manganese is known for oxidizing. Its best oxidizing states for mixing with other elements are 2, 6, and 7, creating manganese salts, manganates, permanganates, manganese heptoxide, and manganese trioxide fluoride. It is very abundant in Earth's crust, almost as much as iron. In 1774, John Gottlieb Gahn, a famous mineralogist, discovered manganese in the form of pyrrolistine, reducing it in which carbon to find the element, and hence it was further research spreading around worldwide about the new element. It was tested to see what it can be used for. So what is it used for? It can be used for most popularly steels, protecting them, and basically strengthening them with iron. More odd, it can also be used for dry cell batteries, basically using chemical energy for electric energy. It is used strangely for your health as well, strengthening your bones, protecting your cells, and many other health healing. Be careful though, taking too much can cause serious consequences. It doesn't go only with the human species though, since it can also be used for fertilizer helping plants grow. Earth's crust basically contains 0.11% of manganese. For a fun last one, manganese was and still is used in the arts such as paint, ceramics, and some original wall art. I hope you learned, enjoyed, and realized that you are potentially have eaten manganese your entire life. Try looking for manganese in your everyday life. You'll be surprised how common you can find it. As you know, the US joined the North Atlantic Treaty Organization in the 1940s. Our involvement with them has had a big impact on the national community. Russia has made an enemy with NATO through their specific invasions with other nations and Russia not being trusted by NATO. With Russia being more dangerous, it is obvious that America should join in. But we decline in America's involvement with attacking Russia. Yes, we realize our involvement is much appreciated, but our country is still healing from the wounds that were the Cold War and the post 30 years after. Our damage from our stand-up from the Soviet Union drastically damaged our country. This has also led to an economic crisis, with the country being in devastating debt and the COVID pandemic adding on. This causes many issues in many regions, such as areas of poverty and failing companies. Russia is a new threat that we are unable to afford another war with, and we are not as big of a threat to them.
We will give as many resources as NATO needs for self-defense, although we will not bring weapons though. We do not want the US to be a threat. In conclusion, our country is still healing from the Cold War and our economic issues. What we can do is support NATO as long as America is not too involved, since our trust with Russia is not strong. Thank you.
There is an ambience of fiction from various cultures all over the world. One of these was named fantasy. As many familiar with its name, it brings a touch of whimsy into one's day. But in the 1800s, fantasy had a profound transformation. This is dark fantasy. Dark fantasy emerged as the result from the Gothic or Romantic era, a period that's placed a greater emphasis on gritty themes and darker morals. The genre focuses much more on death and the general themes of horror. This started with many poets, artists, and writers creating works of raw emotion. For example, Safreptos Macaratis Le Visionnaire was a piece that depicts suffering, unholy morals, and emphasis on darker colors. Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven depicts the true emotional grief from their deceased wife, and even insanity from this main character suffering from his love's death. Some of my favorite books of dark fantasy, such as Frankenstein, for its themes of death, love, and identity. After the 1800s, Gothic community as a whole was inspired by this twisted version of fantasy and depicted to implement it into their work. In Hollywood, one movie such as The Dark Crystal explores the journey of Jed, bringing the story to dark places at times. Lastly, video games such as the Hollow Knight series have a dark story of death, grief, and expanding the world of the ruined kingdoms of Hallownest and Farloom's tragic tale. Dark fantasy as a whole created a side of regular fantasy, bringing a much more raw tone to the story. I have adored this form of literature for a very long time because it was a form of literature that did not hold back, which was very shocking for today's day and age, hiding these dark feelings. Dark fantasy opened a part of me that appreciated the emotion in literature.